Hey folks, Jim Thomas here, Fitness Management and Consulting, and welcome to the channel today. Appreciate you being here. And for those of you that have not yet done so, please hit that subscribe button. If you find the content beneficial and helpful, please hit that like button as well. And then also, share the content with friends, with colleagues, with associates. If you're in gym management, if you manage teams of people in the fitness industry, share this content with them. It can be a great tool to help motivate and educate and develop your staff and your team members. And to learn more about me, check out the links below about how we can help you take your gym to that next level. Now, with that said, let's get into our topic here today, and it's tips for dealing with gym competition. Tips for dealing with gym competition. I know this is a big issue for many folks, whether you're in small areas, big areas, there's competition and other folks kind of vying for that same dollar, all the time. And so number one, do the market research before you launch. Do your market research on the gyms. Shop them. What do they do well? What do they do not so well? Okay, and one of the big things when you're shopping these places, sometimes you can learn as much what to do as learn what not to do. Do they have a sales process? How do they handle the telephone inquiry? Do they follow back up with you? Okay, what are they not providing to the community that is needed? What's the biggest complaint? Go and look at their reviews. What's the biggest complaint with that company? But know what their strengths and weaknesses are so you can offer the difference. Here's what's not being provided, here's what's not being done, here's what people wish they had. Okay, so do your market research, dig deep into it, because you will find that some of these folks that are doing well, they may not do so well once you get there. I know there's a lot of companies out there, a lot of bigger operations. They figure they're going to take 15% from everybody just right off the top, because maybe they have poor retention programs and they really don't communicate with their members. Okay, do your market research. Number two, beware of no competition. If there's no competition, why is that? If that's true. Okay, if there's really nothing else out there, is that true? And so, look at your audience. Is it an audience that's just not participating in this? One of the challenges the fitness industry has sometimes is kind of that perception, and it's viewed as where the fit go to get more fit. And if you're in a community that doesn't really fit that description, that could be problematic. The other thing that I see too on this no competition, when I say beware of no competition, well, literally, maybe there is none, there's no brick and mortar. But sometimes we say that, oh, there's no competition. Nobody can compete with us. Don't be so sure, because it's customer perception. Unless you've done a really good job of setting up the differences between you and somebody else and how you can solve the problem, the customer's never going to know about it. I mean, I've seen plenty of facilities that really shouldn't have any competition at all, but when the customer looks at them, they're no different than anybody else, and it's because how they position themselves in the market. So beware of this no competition thing. Make sure people know how you can solve their problems. Give them a call to action. Make sure there's a process in place to disposition them into becoming a member. And if there literally is no competition, ask yourself why. Number three, know your past and future competitors. Who used to be the competition around here? Why are they gone? Think of facilities in your area right now. Who used to be the competition? Why are they gone? Who's the future? What's coming around the corner? I can tell you some that are coming around the corner in some of these bigger cities. Okay, but the past and the future. I'll give you a quick example. I remember a club one time. They had a great location. Near major freeways, good cross-section, good reach, quality facility, did really well. And boy, competition started to come in and kind of started to circle them, okay? And I remember this was not a customer, not a client of mine. I was a member here, and I asked the owner, we were sitting there on the bike one day working out, and I said, well, hey, what's your plan here with all this competition coming in? He goes, well, I'm not going to do anything. And I said, what do you mean you're not going to do anything? He goes, well, I'm going to let everybody else fight it out, let them slug it out, have their price wars, let them do their things, and I'll be here when it's all said and done. And I thought, well, okay, that's your call. And he ended up going out of business. He ended up losing that club. And in the end, when you look at the analysis of it, what killed him was he never marketed. No one knew he was there because all this other marketing was going on. And yeah, they were slugging it out, no question about it. But he was not differentiating himself. He had a great chance to, because he was very much, was offering more and better than everybody else had. But not enough people knew about it. What really hurt him was the marketing effort. He just didn't get out there and do it. And you don't have to spend a ton of money to do it. You can have an effective $20,000 a month advertising budget just through your time and effort and boots on the ground, as long as you're willing to put the effort in. Okay, that's what hurt him. But know your past and know your future. Think about other clubs that were out there that didn't make it. Why didn't they make it? What happened? Figure out, this is number 4, figure out your competitive differentiation. We talk about this probably in every one of these. We can plug this in there. What is your competitive differentiation? What are you doing that's so different than everybody else? And this doesn't have to be great big ticks. The dial here, they can be small ticks. Maybe you're quick to respond. Maybe your website loads fast. Okay. Maybe you follow up. Maybe you've got a great retention program in terms of how you communicate and how you get your customers involved. Okay, doesn't have to necessarily be the equipment and things like that. Doesn't have to be something fancy. Okay, it can be simple things like we're talking about. Well, what is your competitive differentiation? What are you doing in your marketplace better than anybody else? What are you providing that nobody else is providing? Make sure you promote it. Okay, keep track of your competition. Okay, how do you deal with them? Well, keep track of your competition. I'll give you one thing that I would suggest. If you have Google Alerts, okay, let's talk about Google Alerts. Go to google.com/alerts. You have to be logged into your Gmail, but google.com/alerts. And essentially, you can set an alert up for anything, but what it is, it's a pre-programmed Google search. And so set one up for all your competition. And you want to get stuff as it happens every day. So as soon as something is going online with those folks, you get to see it. Okay? It's a great way to keep track of your competition. It's a great way to see what's going on. Okay? I remember one time I was in a town having a meeting with somebody, and we're talking about some of this, and we were walking back from lunch, and he was talking about, he really didn't see the benefits of Google Alerts and getting that information. And he happened to have another location in another city. And I said, well, what if I told you that I know that you're doing this, 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 and this? And he said, well, Jim, how do you know that? We just rolled that out. How could you possibly know that? I said, well, we're sitting there eating lunch. I got a Google alert on your company, and you just posted this online, and I knew exactly what you were doing. What if you're doing that with all your competitors? Keep up to date with them. Keep up to date. Network with people. Get to know people. Okay? And that kind of leads me into number 6 here. But build relationships with your competitors. Get to know folks. Okay, who's overseeing sales, who's overseeing operations, who's overseeing the class program. Get to know these folks. Be friendly with them. Doesn't mean we're sharing or stealing information. Just get to know them. This could be good opportunities for recruiting, later on down the line. Keep them close to you. Keep them close. And then number 7, you're going to win. When it comes to your competition, you're going to win with your heart and mind. Okay, because the competition really doesn't matter, really. It's more about your vision and your resilience. The greater your vision, the greater your resilience, that's what's going to win. Certainly look at these other things, okay, but it's more about you than it is about the competition. Okay, folks, take a look at these. Okay, how can you counterbalance the competition in your marketplace? Because in reality, I don't want any competition. I want to dominate that marketplace. Look at these things, and you'll start to dominate, your market area. Folks, my name is Jim Thomas. My company is Fitness Management and Consulting. I appreciate you being here at the channel today, and we look forward to seeing you all in that next video.